I got a juicy story time for you guys. So I originally wasn't gonna touch upon this story because to me it just wasn't a big deal at first. And I'm like, okay, like I deal with crazy customers all the time, or I deal with Karens, it's fine, whatever. Like I'm used to it, I got thick skin, whatever. But then the story has been ongoing for 2 to 3 weeks and it's still ongoing as we speak. So I'm like, okay, this is a really juicy story. Like if I'm gonna get harassed, I'm gonna deal with a crazy person, I should at least be paid for my time, okay? So here we are with the story time. And just a disclaimer before I get into the story, I will not be using this person's real name. Instead, we're gonna call this person Miss Loca because you'll understand as you listen to the story, okay? So this story started, I would say, well, let me just do a little background information. So if you're new here, I have a small business and I am very consistent with going on TikTok live. I just like to interact with my customers that way. I pack orders, I play fun games, etc. And because I do it so often, I start to recognize my customers' names. Like on top of my noggin, just a few, like Jordan from Jersey, Lorraine, Melina, Sonia, Serena, you know what I'm saying? Like Mariana, those are just some of the names. See how I just memorize it? Because they're always in my lives, they're always ordering for me, so I just start to recognize their names. That is important to the story. So with that being said, about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I'm just gonna say 2 weeks. I really don't remember the dates, okay? Because I don't know. So about 2 weeks ago, I'm in a live and we have like 400 people in there. Typically there's, on a normal day, 300 to 500 people. Crazy day, like 800-900 people. So typical day, we had like 400 people in there. So keep in mind, when you got 400 people talking, I'm not gonna see all the comments. I'm not gonna respond to all the comments. That's just what it is, okay? And I also just don't respond to all the comments because sometimes I just don't feel comfortable answering the questions. People are like, how many kids do you want? I'm not gonna answer that. I have every right to ignore any question I want to. That's just a disclaimer because people like get so offended if I don't read their comments or their questions, and I'm like, sometimes I just don't want to answer it, and that's perfectly fine because it's my life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's perfectly okay. Of course, if it's like a business related, like, oh, where's my order? Of course, I answer those questions, okay? But that day, Miss Loca joined the chat, okay? Keep in mind, she always joins my lives. Every single time I was on live, she, I would consider her a loyal customer because she had 12 orders. I say anything past like 5 orders, I would say is loyal because you keep coming back for more. So 12 orders me, she was always in my lives. And she even like would post my products like, hey, thank you, fabulous, for this. Because I would see when she would tag me. I've even commented once or twice. So she comes in, hi. Didn't think anything of it, but I guess this day nobody was responding to her because when she had come in, me and the chat were like, I guess we were really into whatever we were talking about because we just kept talking. And she's like, hello. Again, we're still talking, and she starts getting angry, and I could tell because she was typing in all caps. So just remember, in my opinion, if somebody's typing all caps, they're angry or they're yelling. And plus, because this customer is in my live all the time, I know how they normally type. She never types in all caps, so I'm taking that as, okay, she's angry. Any normal person would make that assumption, correct? And she's like, hello, you guys are ignoring me, blah, blah, and she's going off. And the people in chat are like, whoa, 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 like, take it easy. Okay, they're like, bro, like, we were just in the middle of talking, like, we could see you, like, it's okay. And then she's like, oh, okay. So then she asked a random question, and the thing is, she does this every live. So if we're talking about, hey, this keychain, it could save your life, she'll be like, hey, what did you eat for breakfast? But she doesn't ask me, she asked the entire chat. She did that all the time, which I don't care, like, whatever, talk about what you want. But like I said, it wasn't business related, and I was in the middle talking, so I'm not gonna answer what I had for breakfast. I'm just making that question up. It was just an example. But she was asking like random questions, and people weren't answering because, again, we were in the middle of talking, and she starts going off again. You guys are mean, you're ignoring me. And she's going all caps, and people are like, bro. And I was like, you know what, like, this is just becoming a bit too much. Like, this is just causing drama in the chat, and I'm really trying to promote my stuff, and because this is my job. I'm a marketer, okay? I'm a businesswoman. So I go to mute her, but one of my mods already did it. And if you don't know what muting is, because I feel like there are some people on here who like don't really know how TikTok works, like when it comes to lives, muting just means I can customize how long you can't talk. For that live, I could say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or the entire live. So my mom muted her for the entire live, which is fine. I was gonna do that. Which means the next time you can view my live, the rest of the live, you just can't type anything. And the next time I go on live, it goes back to normal. It goes back to normal, you can talk. So just for that live, it's basically like a timeout where like, okay girl, like whatever. And people in the chat were like, okay, that was weird. We move on. Didn't think anything of it. That's it. Day continues. Next day happens, and this was the start of the weekend. I vividly remember this. Start of the weekend, and I get a fake page in my next live, and they're like, oh, shop this business. We're saying it's other safety businesses. And this happens all the time where I get fake pages because they're scared. They hide behind a fake page, and they'll promote other people. I just mute and block them. Like, I don't even give them a chance. You're blocked, okay? Didn't think anything of it, but I knew it was a little bit weird because I've never seen anybody promote this business. I didn't even know about this business until this person said it in the chat. Because usually the fake pages, they say the same business all the time. So I was like, okay, that's a little weird. So I raised a red flag. And then that same live, the username is not Miss Loca. So I'm like, is this like a joke or something? And she's like, shop this business, shop this business. Her stuff is better. Her stuff. And people in the chat are like, is this Miss Loca? Like, we're like, Miss Loca, like, what are you doing? Like, we know it's you. And we're laughing because we're like, girl, like, what is happening? And she's like, no, I'm not Miss Loca. We're like, girl, your username is not Miss Loca. It's not, and then her real name. And we're just like, what? So we mute and block her. And we're like, okay, like this is so weird. End the live, come to find out, I get an email from Miss Loca, and she's like, that was not me in the live. You blocked the wrong page. Keep in mind that's evidence that I know it's her because I never blocked her page. I never blocked her real page. She was open and free to join the live and open and free to speak, and she was never blocked. So how would you know that I blocked this fake Miss Loca account? Because I didn't block your real one. So I already knew it was her, but that was the confirmation. And as I got that email, so whenever I click somebody's email, they put in my search bar, I can see all the emails I've ever gotten from this person. And the last email I got from this person was, hey Alyssa, I love your business so much. You've inspired me to start my own business. I love your keychains. You're so inspirational. But talk about how she looks up to me. So I'm like, okay, like, Miss Girl, like, if you look up to me and you're saying all this nice stuff to me, why are you promoting another business in my page? Because to me, that's just so, like, tacky. Like, oh, like, why are you doing that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would never, ever, ever go into somebody else's page and do that, let alone send people to do that or tell people. I've never, ever, will not do that, okay? Because that's their platform to promote their stuff, whatever. And I'm like, okay, like this is weird. This is so weird. And all weekend long, you guys, all weekend long, I will include some snippets of what Miss Loca was saying because it's just like, huh? Okay, I only took a couple screenshots because I didn't think that this story was gonna be on YouTube. I just saved it so I could send it to my fiance and like, look at this crazy person. So I'll include it as I continue the story time. All weekend long, not Miss Loca is promoting, and her name kept being not Miss Loca, and eventually her name was Miss Loca, and we're like, girl, give it up, give it up. And then I eventually blocked her real page. I was like, yo, this girl is crazy. Like, she will not stop harassing me. Like, when I say harass me, she would say I'm mean, my keychains suck, go shop this other business. So then eventually I'm like, okay, after like the 5th account, I'm like, all right, let me talk to this girl. So I wait, I know she's gonna join the live. I wait, she comes in, shop, and I'm like, girl, like, we know that it's you, right? And I was like, what? Like, what is wrong with you? I was like, stop talking about me. And I block her. Then come to find out, okay, one of my customers in the chat, like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I was watching this other business that the girl was promoting, and Miss Loca is in there, and she's talking crap about you to this business owner, and this business owner is like, what is happening? And I'm like, what the heck? heck is wrong with Miss Loca? So I'm like, oh no, like I hope that this other small business owner doesn't think I was talking about her. I like genuinely didn't even know about this business until Miss Loca brought it up, because that's the thing with these other small businesses. I've had this problem where my customers will go and be crazy on their pages, which I've never sent any of my customers. Some of my customers, okay, I do not do that. And so other businesses have reached out before, like, oh, your customer said this. And I'm like, girl, they bullied me too. Like, I've had one business, I don't even think she's in business anymore, because don't even get me started on that business. That could be a whole story time in itself. But they were like, oh, your customers were talking about my husband. I'm like, they talk about my husband too. Like, what do you want? Like, obviously I'm engaged, like my future husband. They talk about him too. Like, what do you want me to do? I don't send them. They bully me. You're getting mad that they're bullying you. They bully me. I don't do that. Like, I'm not in control of them. I've never sent them, like, whatever. So I didn't want this small business owner thinking I did that. So I was like, oh no. I was like, hey, like to the customer, I was like, please make sure you let this business owner know that was not me, okay? I did not send Miss Loca over there. She was like, oh yeah, like don't worry, like she knows. So like that customer was kind of like the middleman. And then the next day, again, this is all, and I'm kind of going just within the 2-week span now because I don't remember the exact days. Then that same customer is like, hey, now Miss Loca is in the other business owner's live and is promoting your business. And I was like, oh, Miss Loca think that I'm not loca, okay? She don't know I'm crazy. I know your games. I know your games. I know your mind games. This is what I believe, because crazy knows crazy, okay? I think that she's like, okay, if I promote Alyssa in there, this business owner will think that Alyssa sent me, because I had said that in one of my lives. So I think that Miss Loca was watching all my lives, even silently, because I said, oh no, like I hope like she doesn't think that. So I'm like, okay, next time Miss Loca comes in here, I'm going to have to like politely tell her about herself, because I did not tell her about herself, because if I wanted to, she would have never came back. But I was on my business page. I was like, let me be civil. Okay, so she came back, but this time she came back under the name Tina. I could say that name because that's not her real name. It said Tina, and we're like, Miss Loca, we know that your name is not Tina. Like, why are you coming from this fake page named Tina? We could just tell because of like, we just knew, okay? Me and all my customers. And like, Miss Loca, if you keep harassing me, I have evidence on you, and I have the time, I have the money, I have the resources to get a lawyer. I have a lawyer. I was like, I don't care what I gotta do, because you keep harassing me. So at this point I was like, okay, like I got built up evidence. If I feel any kind of threat, boom, I'll send it to my lawyer, right? So I'm like just giving her a warning. Like, it wasn't a threat, it was me warning her, like, if you do not stop, I'm gonna keep building the evidence. And she's like, oh yeah, I got a lawyer too. Okay. And then she starts arguing with all these people in the chat, because people are like, girl, like please leave the chat, like please leave her alone. And she's telling people, yeah, I can take your man. And we're all like, you could take her man? She wasn't talking about my man, because she knew better than to do that. Because y'all, I'm crazy, but my fiance, oh my god, like he gets crazy if you like trigger him. There's loose screws up there, okay? So she was telling my customers that she could take their man. We are like dying laughing. We're laughing because like, we're like, what is like wrong with this person? And keep in mind, we are not for bullying. We're not for like making fun of people. I'm not at all. But it's just like, at this point, it was like 10 accounts later. And at first, we're ignoring, we're muting, we're blocking, but like 10 accounts later, you're asking for us to laugh at you because you're being crazy. We're like, what else do we do? So we're like laughing because we're like, what else can we do about the situation besides laugh? So we keep muting and blocking. I say we because me and my moms. So we keep muting and blocking. We're like, okay, whatever. So eventually this other safety business, I guess Miss Loca kept harassing her in her lives, and the other safety business joins my page. She's like, hey, do you know Miss Loca? And I'm like, if you know what's good for you, I would block Miss Loca. I was like, girl, I promise I did not send her over there. She's a customer of mine. And the craziest part is that Miss Loca ordered a week before all this happened. She ordered 1 week prior. So a week later, now she's turning against me. I don't know, whatever. And she's like, oh yeah, like she's been in my lives and she just won't stop starting drama. And she's messaged me like 10 times and I don't know what to do. And I was like, girl, I don't know either. I was like, but just know it wasn't me. Like, so I was like, okay, I'm so happy that this business owner came in. We cleared it all up so she doesn't know that like I'm no hate, okay? And then the next day, Miss Loca joins the chat again. She's like, you were talking bad about this business. I'm gonna go tell her. And I'm just ignoring her. So at this point, I was like, maybe if I just don't mute and block her, she'll just go away like a fly. Like you're gonna like flies get bored, you like go fly away. And I'm not acknowledging it. I'm just like, yep. Next customer, thank you for ordering this stun gun, thank you. But my customers in the chat, they're like, girl, that other business was in here yesterday. So please leave, you're lying. And she's like, wait, what? The other business was in here? She heard that, she left. And I was like, see, okay, it's like a fly. You just let it go away. So I was like, woo, like this is finally over. Thank the Lord. Yay, yay, yay. Like, okay. It wasn't over. It wasn't over. It was not over. Okay, because then I posted an announcement on Instagram about my new Easter collection. I was very excited, and whenever I post announcements, I always love to go through the comment section and see like people hype. I like to respond and reply, and then I see Miss Loca's name, her Instagram, and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot. I forget that people like have me on different social medias, and it's her. And just keep in mind, I know it's her. I know her full name because of her orders. Her original TikTok username has her full name, and I know her face because I viewed her videos before, and when she would post about me, I would like and comment, so I know her face. I'm like, please don't tell me this is Miss Loca. Keep in mind, she's not being any mean. She's commenting hearts on my Easter collection. I'm like, and I'll include that. And I'm like, what? It's Miss Loca. So I'm like, I'm blocking. I was like, this is like, it just seems like she's infatuated with me, and I'm not even saying that to like gas myself up because I don't want this. Like, it's like she doesn't know whether to hate me or to like me, or she wants to be me. She wants to be, like, it's just crazy. And I'm like, ew, brother, ew. Like, y'all don't let TikToks out. And I'm like, bro, like this lady is insane. She's emailing me that she's inspired by me, then saying she's not Miss Loca, and then she's going on other businesses page, and then I'm like, what? So I block her, I don't say anything. That's that, okay? Then I guess because this other business, they joined my live before, they started popping up on my For You page, their lives. And so I saw that this business was launching like a St. Patrick's Day collection. So I was like, oh, let me just say good luck. So I go in this is my first time ever joining her live. I say, oh, good luck on your St. Patrick's Day collection. She's like, oh, thank you so much. I kid you not. After I say good luck, Miss Loca says, hey, Alyssa. And I'm like, what? What? How did you find me here? And so I say in the chat, I'm like, oh my God, how did this lady find me? And the other girl's like, I don't know. And the chat is like, leave her alone. Because I guess the people in her live recognize me. And I'm like, bro, I joined for like I just joined and said good luck, and she's like, hey. I'm just like, bro, like, how is this lady finding me? How are you finding me? Like, leave me alone, go get a life, go touch grass, get a job, go do something, please. And the thing is, this person, they are only a couple years younger than me. So I am 24. I think this person is 21, 22. So before y'all are like, oh, maybe it's a little kid, no. This person is grown enough to know what they're doing. We're only a couple years apart. And I think, when I was 21 or 22, would I do this? No. No, I wouldn't. No. So that's how I justify in my head, like, yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I leave. I never join her live ever again because I was like, I'm not gonna be stalked by this person. Whatever. Then there's a specific, wait a second, backtracking. Then I have a personal page. If you're new here, all my TikToks will be linked in the description. I have a personal TikTok. I do my makeup. I do anything but business. And if you don't know, I like to call people Miss Giel, okay? I like to call people Miss Giel. I'm like, thank you, Miss Giel, for your order. Like, yeah, like that's just what I like to say. I'm on my personal live. And somebody under the name Miss Giel, hey, I don't even remember what they said. And I'm like, don't tell me who I think it is. I just instantly know. And Miss Giel is like, I'm not Miss Loca. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, nobody said a name. Nobody said a name. I just said, is that who I think it is? And he said, you just said Miss Loca. And people are like, oh my God, leave. And the thing is, like, at this point, we're like, oh my God, like, what is wrong with this girl? No joke, throughout this whole thing, this has to be at least 20 accounts. All these different stories I'm telling you is 20 accounts. So I need to know, what are your 20 emails? Because the thing is, I know she's watching this right now. What are your 20 emails? Do you have a job? Do you have a life? Do you have anybody that could tell you this is kind of crazy? Like, you have nobody. And I forgot, and let me backtrack a little bit. One of her last accounts on my business page, what I did was, I was like, I'm gonna leave her in the chat and I'm gonna explain the story to my live, and like, maybe, like, tell me if I'm wrong, am I crazy? And I was like, maybe if Miss Loca hears this story and hears how she sounds, maybe she'll realize, oh my God, I sound like a lunatic, let me stop. Because sometimes that happens to me. I'll say a story time, I look back and I'm like, dang, I sounded kind of crazy. Like, there was no reason for me to be that mad. Like, do you guys ever have self-awareness like that? You're like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have done that. So I was hoping that Miss Loca would have some self-awareness, but she doesn't, okay? Delusional, she's delusional. I also forgot to mention, she accused me of calling her slow and that I'm a bully. Never called her slow, just delusional and crazy. Because you are, okay? There was a specific live where there was a bug in the office. If you're new here, I'm like afraid of bugs, okay? I have a fear of bugs. Everybody on my page knows this. If you watch my lives, you know this. There was a bug, it got dealt with, whatever. There's not a page. Their profile picture is a bug. Their name are bugs. And they're like, bugs, 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 bugs. And I'm like, is this like a 5-year-old? And I didn't think it was Miss Giel, or let me not say Miss Giel, Miss Loca. And I was like, okay, like whatever. And then they continue to make, no joke, like 5 more accounts with their profiles bugs. And then their name was like different bug emojis saying like, oh, there's a bug that's gonna crawl on you. And I'm like, how old is this girl? Like, I just knew it was her. Like, I just knew it was her. Like, you could just tell at this point. And I'm like, bro, like, what is wrong with this lady? Like, genuinely, I'm not even trying to be funny, okay? This is the type of person where they would get, like, you know those types of people who, they need a good whooping just one time. They need that good whooping. That's that type of person, right? Because you know, like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Because if this was in person, if this, let's say all this was happening in person, I would never let somebody say something 20 times crazy. Like, I'm not that type of person. That's all you need to know. Like, you're not gonna talk to me crazy 20 times. All you need is one good time, maybe 2, right? So I'm like, bro, like what? And like, the thing is, I'm like, whatever. And at this point, it's just like tiring. Like, I'm not taking anything she says to heart, like, oh, you're mean. Blah, blah. I'm like, I don't care. It's just like, bro, I'm just trying to do my job. Like, I'm just trying to promote my safety stuff. Like, I'm just trying to do my job, and it's just getting annoying. It's just like, whatever. So I'm still muting and blocking, and this is still going on for days about the bugs. And then eventually, one of the last pages that this person makes, it's a profile picture of like a bug, and then she starts spitting out bug facts. So what I think happened was, she saw that I'm scared of bugs, and she's like, yeah, like, I got her this time. I'm gonna look up these, but I'm telling you, she probably went to bed so happy with herself, like, yeah, I got these bug facts. I'm gonna wait till she goes on live, and I'm gonna copy and paste these bug facts. Like, yeah, I got her. Like, you're corny, okay? I'm like, okay. She was saying, oh, if this thing gets you, it's poisonous and you're gonna die. Did you know that this one eats your skin? And I'm like, how much? Like, and I'm not even scared of the facts. In my head, I'm like, how long did it take you to find these facts? Like, did you copy and paste them? Are you just kind of like free, like spitballing it because you remembered it? Like what is the deal with this? So people are like, and again, my loyal customers can vouch in the comment section, like this is not even me exaggerating. And my customers are like, bro, like go get a life. That is the last that I heard from Miss Loca. But apparently, allegedly, the same customer who was telling me about the other business and that Miss Loca was talking about me, this other girl was like, no, I see her in a bunch of other businesses and she harasses business owners. And I'm like, in my opinion, I think that there's a missing screw up here and just jealousy. Maybe she wants a successful small business. I don't know. It's just very weird because she was always in my lives for months at a time, and because we didn't say hi to her one time, that triggered her and went on this spiral. There's just no excuse to be this rude and harass somebody for weeks and weeks straight. There's absolutely no excuse for it, in my opinion. And if somebody not saying hi to you back cause you to spiral that bad, you should not be on social media, because social media is very, very harsh. They are relentless, they're ruthless. I get bullied every day. You look pregnant. You have acne on your face. Your business sucks. Your fiance is gonna leave you. I'm just trying to think of like some stuff that they say. That's really it. That's all they got. That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've even people have told me they hope I get into a car accident on the way home. They want to see my grandma in a casket. Like all this ruthless stuff. So genuinely, even if you, like, whatever the case is, if you are sensitive, you should not be on social media. If you're the type of person where one comment is gonna throw you into loose cannon, like, don't be on social media, okay? And I'm saying that for everybody. Like, if you're a sensitive person and you know that one comment about your body is gonna make you like hate yourself, don't go on social media, okay? That's my tip. And yeah, this is the last I will touch on this subject, because this is happening for weeks on end and I'm just like over it. I've been over it since the first day it happened. But yeah, Miss Loca, if you're watching this, get a grip. Please stop bothering me. So yeah, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And if you guys want more story times, let me know.